1 week after the White House did declare monkeypox a public health emergency, there have now been about 9,500 confirmed cases of the virus in the U.S. since that outbreak began. About 750 of those are in the state of Georgia, and Camille Seaton was one of the first confirmed cases of monkeypox in that state. I had the chance to speak with Camille about her battle with monkeypox and what she hopes the government will do next. And I do want to warn you before I play this that some of the photos may be disturbing to some viewers. We are going to play that conversation for you raw and unfiltered right here on Live Now from Fox. All right. Thank you so much for being with me, Camille. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. I like to be here.
All right. So start off by just explaining to me how you found out that you had monkeypox.
Okay, so I remember one night, looking in the mirror and like I saw like 7 bumps, like in this array on my face. And I was just like, they looked like pimples at first. So I was just like, okay, well, I guess I have an outbreak or something, like, acne. And then I kid you not, the next day, the bumps started to like look like white almost. And I was like, I remember thinking to myself, there's no way that these pimples are ready to be popped in 24 hours. So the next day, because monkeypox changes its form pretty fast. Like the next day, they turned into barnacles almost, like really small, like circles with holes in them. Looked like Cheerios almost. And I was like, okay, I have to go to the ER. So I called the ER and they said, I think you might want to come in. And then when I got there, they gave me a swab, they isolated me, and I found out I had monkeypox. This was July 16th when the results came back.
And how are you doing now?
Um, I'm doing okay. Like I'm doing so much better than I was. But I still have headaches, because that's one of a big symptom. I have one right now. But the itching stopped, the fever stopped, the fatigue stopped. I can eat. I can finally smile again. Things are looking up. Things are looking up.
And you kind of already touched on this, but tell me, because one of the questions that a lot of people ask is, what are the symptoms and what am I going to experience? How do I know that I have it? So you kind of touched on it, but just tell me what kind of symptoms you experienced and which ones you are still experiencing.
So, you start off by having a fever, diarrhea, vomiting, when you're the first symptoms that are gonna pop up, before the bumps do. That's your warning. Then the next day, I kid you not, the next day, bumps are gonna start appearing, and then it's gonna look to you as if they are pimples. But if it's like a lot and like compiled in one or more than one area, it's an alarm. They start on your face and they travel to your hands and the rest of your body within 24 to 72 hours. But in my case, they started and stayed on my face for a week and a half. And when my face was finally at the healing stages, they started to pop up all over my body. So I had to start over my healing process. So the healing process for monkeypox is 2 to 4 weeks. I took 3.5.
And a lot of people have said, you have the experts who say this is not a sexually transmitted disease of any kind. And then you have others who chime in and say, yes, it is. What are your thoughts?
I've got on here and on my social media platforms, and I've tried to, push that yes, you can get it through sex. But I feel like as soon as the CDC put out that that's a way that you can get it, people took that and like ran with it. You can get it through sex, but that's not the only way you can get it. I got it through, I'm at work, the mask law is lifted. I work at a gas station. We touch a lot of surfaces. We touch our face, just you can get it from touching somebody, any type of skin to skin contact, hand holding, hugging, kissing. Somebody's coughing and the droplets get on you and they have it. You touching somebody's money and they have it and you don't know they have it, or touching any surfaces that somebody that has monkeypox that doesn't know it yet but has it, you can get it, because monkeypox can lay dormant in your system for up to a month before you start to see any or feel any symptoms.
And so the White House did declare this a public health emergency last week. Do you think enough is being done? And if not, what needs to be done?
I don't think enough is being done because the okay, they wasted no time with COVID. I think it was like 50 cases and then boom, we're shut down, we're locked down. We don't know what this is. We're locked down. We can't do anything. Lysol being illegal, everything. This is more serious. Even though this strain that's in the States doesn't kill, it can. I'm one of the 50. I'm the first 50 to catch the virus in Georgia. Now the number has skyrocketed. It's 7,000 now. I don't understand why they're not taking it seriously and we haven't been locked down yet. Yeah, state of emergency is cool, but why aren't we, we have rules. Why is it not like COVID? I just feel like we shouldn't have opened up the city back, in the first place.
What do you, as someone who has had monkeypox, want people to know? What do you want the public to know about the virus, the symptoms, or situation?
I want you guys to know that this is very serious and it's not at all. I get my comments flooded with this all the time. Backlash and like just hate. Like I didn't do anything sexual to contract this disease. I know most of the people coming forward about having monkeypox have been gay men or have been bisexual men or have been men in general. But just because that's the case, it doesn't mean that that's how the next person got it. I know a whole bunch of people that gotten it from bedding or droplets or just touching something that somebody else touched that had monkeypox, and people look at my face and say, look at the placement, it's obvious how she got it, but it's spread to the rest of me. It's not just in one area.
And so obviously the symptoms are still there. How long has it been? It's been, I guess, almost a month, maybe a little bit shorter since you contracted it.
Yes, it's been almost a month, yes, since I contracted it. Headaches are still following me. The joint pain is still following me. The fevers are gone and the itchiness is gone. But my back hurts a lot and my neck hurts a lot. I wake up and I have to like prepare, like count to 10 before I get up and like get out of bed, because I don't want to get up too fast because my headaches are like insane.
Have they said how long, and I know doctors are still trying to piece together all of this and figure everything out, but how long the sores actually remain there?
So in 2 to 4 weeks, the scabs, your lesions will turn into scabs, and then the scabs will eventually fall off, and meaning you start the healing process. I'm doing, over the counter topicals to, reduce as much scarring as possible, at least on my face, but you'll forever notice that they're there.
All right. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. Before we let you go, is there anything else that you want to make sure that we get out there, that the public is aware of, as monkeypox, obviously has more than 7,000 cases here in the US?
Wear your mask, wear your gloves. If you, I know there's a vaccine for monkeypox. I don't know if it's touched Georgia yet. If you can get it, please do get it. If you can't, just take the regular precautions: mask, gloves, sanitize everything when you get into your home. I know it's hot, but please, 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 this is very important. Cover your arms and cover your legs. You can brush up against someone and your skin is open. You can easily contract it, I know it's hot. but just, wear a thin sweater and just throw on some jeans. It's August, September is right around the corner. Just please, please, please cover up your skin. That's very, very important.
All right, Camille, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. I really do appreciate it, Camille. Thank you so much for talking to us. So symptoms of monkeypox do include that rash and lesions that she was talking about, as well as fever, chills, swollen lymph nodes, exhaustion, muscle aches, headache, and respiratory symptoms. The CDC does say that monkeypox symptoms usually start within 3 weeks of exposure to that virus. If someone has flu-like symptoms, they usually develop a rash within the next 4 days. The CDC says monkeypox can be spread from the time symptoms start until that rash has healed, all scabs have fallen off, and a fresh layer of skin has formed. The illness typically lasts 2 to 4 weeks. As you could see, though, Camille still had those lesions on her face as a result, and it's been almost a month in her case. Well, the White House has now declared this a public health emergency as there are more than 9,000 confirmed cases of monkeypox here in the U.S.
Up around the world. Everyone has their eye on these monkeypox cases that have been popping up around the world. And right here in the United States, if you have the disease, you'll know. It shows. One of the symptoms include a painful rash that spreads across the body. Experts say this latest outbreak was likely the result of 2 people having sex at a rave in Europe. Bastards. We want to be clear, monkeypox isn't an STD, but Dr. Danish Ali tells us the infections can likely happen from getting it on.
What the hell, Dr. Ali? We're talking about monkeypox now in the United States. First of all, establish to us exactly what that is and why we have to be concerned about something I thought was long gone.
That's correct, Isaiah. And it was, and it has been long gone. We were seeing very little amount of cases originating from Africa, and it was pretty much a controlled disease. However, up until recently, we have now seen that this virus has spread to different countries across the world. Those being the European countries, and most recently it has spread here to Massachusetts and New York, where we are now seeing those cases as well.
So what exactly is monkeypox for those who are not 100 years old?
Yeah, Isaiah, this is a virus that originated in 1958. It started in the monkey species in West Africa, and it spread there, and it was spreading very fast up until when a vaccine was developed for it. And the whole world essentially got vaccinated for the most part, and we were able to get rid of this in its spread. And so 1980 is when the CDC stopped issuing the recommendations for those vaccines. And we've been doing well up until recently, where now we've noticed the spread out of the Africa and into different parts of the world. What's alarming is, Isaiah, that we do not know the relationship and the correlation between the cases there and the cases here. There has been no documentation of travel from Africa to different parts of the country that we can put that tie together and say, this is where it originated from, and now this is how it spread. So that's still being conducted as we speak.
Now, bottom line, how it spreads is through sex, though, right?
That's correct. Bodily, kissing, making out, any sort of bodily touching, that's how it's spread, and sex is. And that's where a number of those cases, there was some party in Europe, a rave party, where folks had sexual contact, and there's many cases that have originated in that party that was had at that time.
Now, once you get it, is it treatable? Do you take the vaccine after you get it, or do you treat each issue that you may have?
So both, Isaiah. So there is symptomatic treatment. So if you've developed the lesions or fever, chills, you treat them symptomatically. Number one. Number two, yes, there is vaccine, and you do get the vaccine as well. But it's very important because the initial symptoms present like a fever or flu-like symptoms. And so if you develop any lesions or any swelling of the lymph nodes, that is important for you to go get checked out. Very important for you to get checked out to make sure that this is not what we're talking about here.
And I think I heard a report last week where many of those lesions and the boils or whatever you may see on your skin can go away in as soon as 4 weeks, right? If you're properly treating it.
That's correct. This is a viral illness, Isaiah, that generally takes about 2 to 4 weeks, of course, and most people do fine. However, there is that 1 in 10 folks that die from this, and those are the folks that we are trying to prevent and trying to catch this early, trying to give them the vaccine and treat them symptomatically as well.
Now, for those who say they want to stop it early before they even see it or get it, is that vaccine even available anymore in America? Or
yeah, not yet, Isaiah, but there are discussions being had right now at the CDC level. Some of the manufacturers have already developed and are developing currently stocks of this medication in case this does spread like we saw with COVID and others. That we may need to, eradicate this once again, or if it starts spreading very fast, there are those vaccines that are currently being developed by these manufacturers.
so what precautions would you tell the viewers to take to try and ensure they don't get it?
Yeah, if you're sick, if you've developed any flu-like symptoms, get checked out, practice safe hygiene. If you're practicing sexual contact, practice, safe measures also. And if you're not feeling well, get checked out.
All right, Dr. Danish Ali with Arch Point Pain Institute. Thank you for joining us here on The Fact Uncensored to give us the latest on this monkeypox. Thank you, sir.